Hi there, it's Melissa here and welcome. In today's video, it's all about spring decorating. I'd like to show you some tips and tricks on how I create that spring ambiance in my own home. So without further ado, let's check it out.
All right, so to start with my decorating, what I usually do is pull out all of my spring decorations and place it all on my dining room table so that I can just start. And sometimes really just to get into it, I'll start with some stems, those ones that are already pre-decorated. There isn't much thought process to it. And it really gets my spring engine going so that I can decorate the rest of my house. So next, what I like to do is a really easy thing is just take those individual fake flowers that you probably have as well, but I usually pick them up from the dollar store whenever I see colors that I want. And I will just start to place them into different vases that I have in my house. And it's really just adding that soft touch of color that I'm going for spring. The next thing I like to do is actually place really spring-like florals into my house. And that could be things that I have picked up through the dollar store in their spring decor, like tulips and daffodils. And now if you have vases like I do that don't necessarily fall well, here's a little tip. You can add a smaller vase in it, and if it's still falling over like mine is, a little trick is to add some tape. And once you've placed that tape, that should allow it to hold upright and together so that when it's laying in your vase, it will sit all in one piece. Now for me, it kept kind of leaning, so I took it one step further and I placed a plastic bag around it, and that was really just to keep it standing up. And voila, it did the trick. Again, going on the theme of spring florals, I did find these beautiful tulips from Amazon, and they are like a foam-like material, but I love that the tulips itself are really pliable, bendable, and you could really get that lifelike look you're going for, or that I am going for. And a little trick to not have to spend the money on the extra long stems is I just added some newspaper at the bottom so that it added some height without breaking the bank. And then another creative way of adding some florals is baskets. And instead of having things on counters, I love to have some baskets on walls. And I was going for a very organic, natural looking flower arrangement, but you can add any color you want as long as it makes you smile. And I also love to incorporate very specific spring-like decor that I only pull out for this seasonal time of year. And to make it cohesive, I will add the same color flowers in and around. And then again, trying to be creative with what I am using to hold my flowers. I'm using this watering can, but you can also use things like rain boots. And again, I'm using baskets for that organic. It looks like I just went out, picked some spring flowers, and left them in my foyer for my guests. And now for here, I just had these old leaves. I had some flowers from the dollar store and just placing them all together. And again, it doesn't need to look put together. The more just kind of placed in the basket, the better. And to really play up to the theme of spring, I wanted to add this little showstopper to my door. And again, I love those stems. They're prearranged. The flowers and leaves are there and allows you to not have to think about that piece, so that all I have to do is place those stems as well as some individual flowers. And before I know it, I will have a beautiful arrangement for my door that really is a showstopper and a centerpiece. And to just add a couple more decorations to my foyer, and I am all set and ready for guests to be greeted into my home. So the next thing I like to do in my home is create little vignettes, and I will do that in areas like corners or maybe tables, as well as shelving. And I can not only decorate it to spring, but I can add little touches that are really, really unique to very specifically spring and Easter. And this really helps to play up so that it is not leaving any kind of mystery of what I am decorating to, what season it is. And anywhere that you look in my home, no matter the corner, you will see a touch of spring. Another easy way to create that vignette is, again, using those eggs. You can find them from dollar stores, from craft stores. And what I love is there is a lot of versatility to it. Now for these vignettes, I took some cloches that I had from IKEA, and I invested in these beautiful little figurines. They do have a wood grain look to it, but it actually is a ceramic. And again, I am just placing some flowers and eggs and Easter figurines, and to me that is very much what I am trying to use for my spring decorations. But you can really go all to your heart's content when you are creating your own vignettes. And now when you are creating a little vignette or an area in your home that speaks spring, just remember you don't have to do too much. You can just add from your decor that really just has a touch of spring. It could be just one little figurine like a bird or a bunny, and add some flowers, and there you go. You have a very spring-like area in your home. And an easy way, again, to create that spring is just really utilize flowers. And I love those pre-made flowers that it's already there. You can purchase them from many different stores that are inexpensive, and it also has that touch of spring. And then to add spring that much more, you can add very specific decorations like I did with eggs. And again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but again, it's just adding those flowers, whether you have individual stems or you have pre-arranged vases that already have those flowers there. When you add them to different areas in your home, you are really going to brighten it up, liven it up. And if you start to incorporate some very specific spring-like decorations, then your house will definitely shout as loud as it can that it's clearly ready for spring. So what do you think of my decorating for spring? I hope that you have enjoyed this video and the tips and tricks have helped you to maybe try this out in your own home, or maybe it has helped to inspire you to decorate for spring. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please consider liking and subscribing. It always helps to grow my channel. And until next time, I hope this has helped you to stay inspired, and happy decorating!